Imagine free-falling into the breathtaking, icy expanse of Antarctica, where the thrill of skydiving meets the raw beauty of the world's most remote continent. Join us as we explore the exhilarating highs and chilling lows of this extreme adventure, where only the bravest dare to leap. During the summer of 2022 to 2023, over 100,000 adventurous souls made their way to Antarctica. Yes, we're talking about the highest, driest, windiest, and arguably the most perilous continent on Earth. Yet people flock there for the thrill of it, and the number of tourists continues to rise. Most visitors arrive via cruise ships, making stops at the accessible and wildlife-rich Antarctic Peninsula. They typically disembark at Fildes Bay, where they can hop on inflatable boats for close encounters with icebergs, humpback whales, penguins, and orcas. For those seeking a bit more excitement, activities like kayaking and helicopter tours are available to explore the stunning white landscape. But for the truly adventurous, a new trend is emerging: skydiving. However, a word of caution: this is not something to take lightly. For those with a strong heart, free-falling into the breathtaking expanse of the seventh continent is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but only a select few will ever get the chance to do it. Even the companies offering this thrill emphasize that it's only for highly experienced skydivers. The ill-fated jump of 1997. One such group of 6 men attempted this daring feat in December 1997. What was meant to be an exhilarating jump quickly turned into a desperate struggle for survival. The group included 3 Americans, 2 Norwegians, and 1 Austrian, all seasoned skydivers. One member was a former Air Force captain with around 750 jumps to his name. For these individuals, skydiving in Antarctica likely felt like just another enjoyable hobby, or perhaps the ultimate expression of freedom. Their journey began smoothly. They spent 4 days in Chile waiting for the weather to clear at Patriot Hills, the base camp in Antarctica. During this time, they relaxed at their hotel, eagerly anticipating the big day. The Americans and the Austrian skydiver aimed to set a record. Since they weren't the first to jump over the South Pole, they decided to attempt something different, a 4-way formation in the sky where they would hold onto each other's arms and legs. Everyone was on board with the idea, hoping to achieve a world record. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. On December 3rd, they finally flew to Antarctica and settled at Patriot Hills Camp, where brightly coloured tents were pitched against the backdrop of the Ellsworth Mountains. It was summer there, so temperatures were relatively mild, around 14 degrees Fahrenheit. The group quickly bonded, sharing their passion for skydiving and enjoying their time together. As they awaited their flight, they suited up and meticulously checked each other's equipment multiple times. Then it was time to board the plane. As they ascended to 8,000 feet above the pole, some of them required supplemental oxygen. Typically, skydivers don't need oxygen at that altitude, but in Antarctica, the land itself is already over 9,000 feet above sea level. This meant they were actually at over 17,000 feet, where the air is thin, posing a risk of oxygen deprivation that can impair thinking, vision, and reaction time. The thin air also creates another challenge: reduced resistance, causing them to fall faster and leaving less time for maneuvering. However, up in the sky, the excitement likely overshadowed their awareness of the dangers of skydiving in Antarctica. There was no turning back. At the exit point, they all jumped out, plummeting through the frigid air at an estimated 200 miles per hour. During freefall, they faced temperatures that could drop to -100 degrees Fahrenheit. They were close to breaking a record by forming a shape in the sky, linking their hands and feet. But something felt off. One of the Americans, Michael Kearns, became disoriented due to the lack of reference points. Unlike jumping over a city where you can see trees or buildings to gauge your orientation, Antarctica is a vast expanse of emptiness for miles. The sunlight, snow and ice all blended together into a blinding white. Kearns quickly checked his gear and realized he was dangerously low, likely only about 1,000 feet above the ground. That's far too low to still have his parachute unopened. The record attempt was out of the question. Now it was a fight for survival. He broke away from the formation and reached for the ripcord on his reserve chute, but an automatic opener had already deployed it, likely around 600 feet. There was no time for a controlled landing. He tucked his legs and knees in, flipped over and crashed face first into the snow. Silence. Kearns looked around for his friends. The two Norwegians managed to land safely, but tragically the other three men did not survive the fall. Two of them never even deployed their parachutes. To this day, the exact cause of the incident remains a mystery. However, the oxygen bottle on the plane might provide a clue. As we wrap up this incredible journey, remember that while the allure of skydiving in Antarctica is undeniable, the risks are real. Whether you're a thrill-seeker or an armchair adventurer, the stories from the frozen skies remind us that true adventure comes with both beauty and peril. Until next time, keep seeking the fun with Captain Fun.